Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to learn about TensorFlow Python APIs, what they are, how they work, and what you can use them for. So whether you are just starting out in machine learning or you are an experienced developer, this video is for you. So let's get started. So first thing first, what exactly is TensorFlow? So TensorFlow is an open source framework developed by Google, primarily used for machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence tasks. It helps researchers and developers to create powerful models quickly. And one of the reasons it's so popular is its Python API. And as you know, Python is one of the most widely used language in AI and machine learning. And TensorFlow provides a set of Python libraries to make building, training, and developing models a lot easier. So when we talk about the TensorFlow's Python's API, we are referring to the collection of libraries that let you interact with TensorFlow in different ways. And some of the most commonly used APIs are the first one, TensorFlow, the core package for low-level operations. Second is the TensorFlow Keras, a high-level API for building neural networks. Third, the TensorFlow Data helps you with the data input pipelines. The fourth one is TensorFlow Estimator, a more scalable API for product-level tasks. And the fifth one is the TensorFlow Hub for reusable machine learning modules. And today we are going to cover each one in detail. So let's start with the basic one, the core TensorFlow API. So the TensorFlow API is the foundation. It gives you the low-level function for TensorFlow manipulation and building computation graph. Tensors, if you new to them, are just multi-dimensional array. Think of them as a building block for all the machine learning models. And here's an example. So if you want to create two tensors and add them together, I can use the tf constant function for that just like that. So if I run this, so with tf constant, we create tensors and tf add, so this one allow us to perform the operation on them. So TensorFlow's core API give you the full control over your model architecture, but it also means you to have to manually handle a lot of details. So here's, as you can see, we have added and the output is 579. Now, if you want to build a model faster with less code, you will love the Keras API. So TensorFlow Keras is a high-level API that makes building neural networks a breeze. It's a perfect for beginners because it provides a simple, intuitive interface to work with, and but it also gives you flexibility for advanced tasks. So here's a quick example of how you would build a simple feed-forward neural network with Keras. So in this example, we are using Keras to quickly build a model with two layers. The sequential API allow you to stack layers easily. Then we compile the model and with an optimizer and loss function. So this is the heart of training the model. So if I run this, this is we created a simple model using Keras API. As awesome as Keras is quick quickly prototyping, if you're working with large dataset, you might want to take advantage of TensorFlow Data API. So let me move to that. So in the TensorFlow Data API, help you build efficient input pipelines. It let you pre-process and load the data in parallel, shuffle it, batch it, and make it easier and ready for training. So here an example where we create a data set and batch it. So this is great when you're working with large data set as it helps you load the data in chunks and improve the overall efficiency of training. So this is just for example, if you're creating a batch and we are just printing the batch. Now, if you're ready to deploy your model at scale in production environment, well, TensorFlow have you covered with the TensorFlow Estimator API. So in the TensorFlow Estimator API is a perfect for creating a scalable production ready models. It simplifies things like training, evaluation, and prediction. And it also works well in distributed environments. So here an example where you define estimator for a classification task. So this is coded, commented. So this code estimate defines a basic estimator, and you will typically use it when you are looking to scale your model, whether you are using GPUs or TPUs, the tensor processing unit, or even a distributed system. Moving to next, if you are working with pre-trained model, then you want to check your TensorFlow Hub. So in the TensorFlow Hub it is a library that provides pre-trained machine learning models. This is particularly useful for transfer learning, where you take a predefined model and fine-tune it on your own data. Here's how you might load a pre-trained model from a TensorFlow Hub. So if yep, let me run this. So here we are just loading the pre-trained TensorFlow model. So you can load model like RSNet or Inception and use them directly in your project without having to train them from scratch. And lastly, for optimizing and deploying the model on edge devices, there is a TensorFlow Lite. So the TensorFlow Lite, again, it helps you to convert model to a format optimized for mobiles and embedded devices. So you can run machine learning models on an Android, iOS, and IoT devices. Hence, you might want convert a TensorFlow models to Keras model to TensorFlow Lite format. And this is a simple code to do that. We are just converting the model to the TensorFlow Lite. So these are just some of the key KPIs that TensorFlow provides to make machine learning easier and more efficient. Whether you are building a simple model or deploying a large-scale system, TensorFlow Python's API gives you the flexibility and tools you need. So to summarize, we have covered TensorFlow low-level API for tensor operation, TensorFlow Keras high-level API for building neural networks, TensorFlow data for data input pipeline, TensorFlow estimators, scalable API for production level tasks, TensorFlow Hub pre-trained model for reuse, TensorFlow Lite deploying models on mobile and edge devices. Now, if you want to go into deeper, check out TensorFlow official documentation. It's a great resource for exploring all these APIs in detail. Thank you for watching. And if you have any question, please put it in comments. I will see you in the next one.